Hi everybody, Jo here again. How are you doing today? Hope you're okay. I hope you're sitting comfortably. We've got another little crafty catch up and I hope you're enjoying all the videos and the step-by-step tutorials that we're bringing you in this wonderful fairy festival. I do love being part of the team and I love the way we're all different on the team. We all bring a different approach to the stamps. So I hope you're getting lots of inspiration and it's getting those crafty juices flowing. Now today I'm coming in with a design on one of our lovely circular cards. I love these, and again there's a few items here that as soon as I saw them I just thought they went so well together. As you can tell, I'm a bit of a fan of our lovely bumblebees. And I've got to be honest, I just think Bumble and Hum are rather fabulous. And as soon as I saw them, I instantly thought of our lovely honeycomb stencil, because again, bees, honeycomb, just got to go together, haven't they? So this is my card design that I'm going to share with you. And I've also decorated the back. Look, I just think that's a lovely touch. So if you do decorate the back of your cards, look at that. I think that just looks lovely. And as always, I've added some lovely stamping on the envelope. Now I'm going to use these colours today, which I absolutely love. But just to give you a little bit more inspiration, I've got, move this out of the way so it's not underneath. I've got the same design look, just mixed it up a little bit and used oranges and reds. And again on the back, and this time I've stamped just B. So like I say, I love the way with these designs that we share with you, you can just alter them up a little bit, put another little twist on it. I think it's so good that. So as I say, I'll be showing you this lovely version with blue flowers today. So I'm going to start with one of our, as I say, these lovely circular cards and envelopes. They come in different colours. I'm going for the white. Now, this is direct onto the card blank. Now, I love doing workshops and doing this because all the crafters' faces, it's like you're sort of putting yourself under pressure because you know what, you're doing it direct on there. So this is going to be fun, isn't it? I'm just checking my hands are clean. Well, clean when we start, because I'd like to keep this area clean. And I'm going to start, first of all, with my acetate circle mask. And I'm going for the outy bit. And the colour I'm going to use is Sahara. So I'm going to get the Sahara ready. And I've got my stencil brush, the number 9 here ready. And I've also got my honeycomb stencil here ready. And for me, I find it's good to have them all ready before you start. Now with this, you could mark out the centre, but I like to do things by eye, just so they look right to me. And what I tend to do is just roughly gauge this gap here. And roughly have it the same all the way around. So for me, I think that's pretty much central. But again, this is a hand-created card. So it's not created by a machine that's done it spot on, perfect. So that's what I'm going for anyway. So ink in the lid. And I'm just going to start off down here. And I just want a little bit of ink just all the way around. And I don't want it too heavy. That's plenty. And then I'm going to come in, just need to move that out a little bit. And without moving the circle mask, I'm just going to see if I can pop my stencil down there and then come over the top again, ink up, and start round the edge where I've got most ink and I want the deepest colour, and go into the middle. I want it lighter in the middle. I still want some stencil in there, but I want it a little bit lighter. And this is nice if you build it up. So always have a look. Oh, actually, I think I'll leave it like that. I don't think I'll add any more. So just be warned, even when you think there's nothing there, look. Now I'm going to spritz that with water and give myself a spare background, but I'll do that later. So I'll pop that over there. It'll be fine. Even if it dries, you reactivate it with the water, so no problem. Get my spare background later. And we'll add some stamping now. Now, the flower that we're going to use, there's 2 stamps here. And these come on the Flower Divine set. And one of them is wider than the other, sort of more of an open flower. So I'm going to use this one first. And I'm just going to grab a scrap of paper. We seem to have a lot of those about, don't we? Or is that just me? And I only want to use the top bit. So I'm just going to ink the top bit up. But I've also got my inky binky here, and I'm just going to check, double check I haven't got ink anywhere else. And I almost want to have sort of like an area here. So I've got my copy paper just because I am liable to get a black mark on here and not notice. So I'm going to put my first stamp of the flower here. And then I want one opposite that. Now I'm just going to take my time building this up. It's one of those things you don't want to rush. So again, I'll come in, put my copy of paper there, and I want this one opposite like that. And I just love that look. That's defining the shape of my sort of, you know, I love wreath cards, and this is a bit of a sort of semi-wreath card, but I want another one here. So again, in with the black. Now you could do this in other colours. I've gone for black. And again, I'm using my copy of paper. And let's put this one just in the middle there. And that's a stroke look, isn't it? I've nearly hit the edge there. Right, so happy with that so far. And I must admit, I've got my fingers crossed here because there are so many areas with this sample, which I love, but it could go wrong. So copy paper again. And I almost want to follow the shape. So if I put this bit here, and then I'm almost going to go for the middle bit to follow that shape round. And I want two of these at the top. So I hope it makes sense what I'm doing. Sometimes these things make sense in my head. So again, I'm going to cover that up and put that there and just get those two middle ones really at the front just to follow that circle. It just helps me keep that shape. And I want one of these at the bottom. Just one. I've got two at the top, but I only want one at the bottom. Right, so that's there. And I may just get my head over. And like I say, when I get it round, hopefully you can see that just following that shape. Now you could leave it like that, but I'm just going to add one of this because this is narrower. Oh, there's a little bit of thread on there. Because this is narrower, I'm just coming in with one to finish off. She says, so ink this one up. And again, check I've not got any on my block or on the lovely stem. And we'll protect this here. And again, one in the stem and following that shape. Right. Last one at the bottom. And you don't want to rush this bit. When I get to this bit, I get all excited and I'm liable to rush it. So just take my time. Bring that a bit further back, I think. And we'll have that there. Yes. So I like that shape. As I say, it's sort of following that lovely... Can you tell I'm a bit relieved? Right, and I'm actually going to give that a blot because I don't want to smudge it. Remember, we're working direct on this card blank. And I'm a tinker for smudging things if I'm not careful. So let's introduce our lovely Bumble and Hum. Now, I think I'll add this one first. And again, I'm just sticking with the black. And I think his bottom just sort of fits in there. Yes, just in that shape there. So I'm just going to give him a quick wipe and dry, because I don't want to lift him off. If I lift him off when he's got ink on, I'm going to end up with ink on my fingers, and as I say, you know what's going to happen with my card. So I hope you're enjoying all these videos that we've made for you in step-by-steps and all the inspiration. Right, and this one, I think we'll just pop him up here. I want to keep it all in the circle. You could, if you wanted, extend it, have another, but I think I'm happy with that. Right, you can have a little quick wipe. And again, I'm just using a damp cloth and then a dry cloth, just, as I say, only because I don't want to get finger marks. Now, in our sentiments, let me have a look. We've got just be, bumble on, and I'm going to use be yourself, because I think it's important. We're all lovely and we all need to just be ourselves. And I'm going to ink this up in black. Again, check I haven't got any on my... And this hopefully will just fit. Now I want to get it nice and straight here. Oh yeah, just look at that. Thanks, Tracy. You must have known when you made that. Now we'll give this another blot, and then we can add some colour. Now you could decoupage this if you wanted. If you remember yesterday, I decoupaged our lovely bees, but today I'm just going to colour them in and keep this card quite flat. Now again, I would stamp up my envelope at the same time. When I'm stamping, what I tend to do is stamp my envelope up at the same time before I actually clean my stamps, just because for me it makes sense. And again, permanent ink and posca, which is permanent when dry. So again, if this was to get wet going through the post, I know it's going to be fine and it won't run on the postman's hands, because we don't want him to get cross with us, do we? So I'm going to use my lovely colouring pencils, and the colours we've got for our bee, I'm going to use the same colours I used yesterday. So I think that's 3 and 5. But I'm also going to come in with a little bit of number 15 just for the wings. Now I do know we've got the Sahara underneath, so that will make a slight difference to the way the colour tones work, but I'm happy with it. I'm taking that as part of my design. Because do you know what? That's what I do. Have you ever done that thing of where something hasn't worked out quite what you wanted, but you turn around and go, do you know what? I'm going to take that. I'm going to say that's how I wanted it anyway. So I'm going to use the orange and the yellow, only because, like I said yesterday, I couldn't decide which colour to use, so I thought I'll add both. And it gives him a bit of shape anyway. And then for the flowers, I'm going to bring in those blue tones. So I've got the same blue, but I've got a couple of other blues as well. And that's number 16 and number, I think that's, is that 18? Do you know what? Please tell me, is this a sign of getting older? I have got my glasses on, but I still need to hold these numbers further away. I think we need bigger pencils, Tracy, with bigger numbers on. Oh, that's possibly just me. I actually think this card would look lovely just in black and white, you know. So I'm going to come in with the flowers. I'm just going to lean on a bit of kitchen towel just because I don't want, if I have got any ink on my fingers, I don't want to contaminate it. I want these white areas to stay white. So I'm just coming in with a darker blue and then a lighter blue, and I'm not doing anything difficult, just the two colours, and the darker blue first, but I've not gone too dark on this. There are some much darker pencils, but I thought I wanted to keep the overall effect quite a light blue, if that makes sense. I think because it's been so dark and so wintry here in the UK, even though it's supposedly summer, I just felt like using some brighter colours. So I'm just coming in with the darker of my two blues and just adding that in the central area, and then adding the lighter colour. And yes, I am going over the Sahara ink, but don't worry, that's just going to add to the overall colour. Now, as I always say, you will take your time. You'll spend longer doing this. I always turn the card as I'm colouring. Now, what would be nice was if you made, there's 4 of these in a pack, you could stamp all 4 up, maybe do different coloured flowers on each just for a bit of variety, and maybe then sit for the afternoon, lovely brew, cheeky biscuit or packet of biscuits, and just sit and colour. How relaxing would that be? How lovely. And you know, if you've got nice weather, that will be even better. Oh, imagine sitting in the sun and colouring in. So I'm just working my way around. And again, I tend to keep my pencils in my hand when I'm working. I tend not to put them down on my craft table. A, for speed, but also I do worry that they're going to roll off onto the floor. A, they would hit Eric, because he's under my table as always. But B, you know, you don't want the lead to break. So I try and look after them as best as I can. Isn't it funny? Sometimes something that you taught at school, it stays with you. I remember I was being taught at school not to let pencils roll off the table, just in case the lead breaks. And we were told don't sharpen your pencil too much either. Now, I don't know about you, did you have those big pencil sharpeners on the side of the teacher's desk and you had to go up and turn it round? Or am I showing my age there? 21, of course, obviously, like the rest of you. I think it's good that we're all 21. See, we've got that in common as well. We love our Lavinia stamps, we love to craft, and we're only 21. Well, we have got Lavinia magic, haven't we? So I'm sure that helps. Just need some Lavinia magic with time, really. Need to ask Tracy to start selling time, because it does disappear, especially the weekend. Have you noticed that? I'm sure that the hours go quicker on a Saturday and a Sunday. Right, I'm just adding a little bit darker there. Right, happy with that. Now, to add your colour, again, watercolour pencils, you could use your watercolour brush. I love the number 1 watercolour brush, and just watercolour these, but I'm going to come in with my clear Wink of Stella. As you know, just for me, it'll give me some sparkle, and also just going to bring my copy paper in, but also it'll blend those colours in. So I'm going to do the yellow and the orange first, and look at that. And you can go over the black as well, look. And then the whole of our gorgeous bee, look at him. Oh, so glittery. Now I'm just going to clean that yellow off on my copy paper and then move into that blue. Now I will get a bit of a yellowy tinge on the wings from the Sahara underneath, but I don't mind. I quite like that magical colour. And then now, I mean, look at that. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Does that pick it up? I hope so. Oh, it's just so lovely. And then we'll come in and just blend the colours here on our beautiful flowers. Now, obviously, I've not used the stems, but these flowers have got lovely long stems. So, I mean, I can't wait to see what you do with these. I mean, as you know, I love florals. I was so happy when I saw Tracy had made these. I mean, the detail, honestly, is beautiful. It's got a lot of shading in. So if you're not particularly good at colouring in, the shading will help you. But I just think these are going to look fabulous whatever colour. Decoupageable as well. So if you like cutting out and decoupaging, whether you stamp them once or a few times, so many possibilities. Like I say, even just changing the colour. Now what I'm actually going to do is, while I've got picking that blue up look from the flowers, just going to go around the fronds, and then we can add a little bit of that lovely greeny blue. It's got a greeny tinge because it's picking up the Sahara, and again I'm using that as part of my design look. This is so relaxing. You know, I've got to remember to keep talking to you, because you know what this is like. Have you ever done this at home? And you just go so quiet, don't you? Just in your own little world. And I love all the different tones we've got here. Right, the last one. Bring a bit of that blue look. And these Wink of Stella, they do last for a long time. I mean, as you know, I use mine a lot. And I've only had to, I bought the pack with the replacement, the 2 replacement little barrels in. I've only had to replace my barrel. This is my first replacement. So I've got another one left that I haven't used yet. And like I say, I use mine so much. So I'm just going to drag a bit of the colour onto these fronds here. And then I'm just going to clean that. There'll only be a little. Right, that's gone back clear. Then if I can just try and show you, it's not easy. As you know, the Wink of Stella gets even more shiny as it dries. So I think with the white Posca, we'll bring in just a couple of little highlights, maybe just under there. Just those on the eyes that Trace is drawn. Maybe a little just bit on the wing there. Don't want to overcook it. A couple maybe on the flowers. As I say, I don't want to overdo it. Now, I could do the splats in white as well. You could leave it. Lots of alternatives here, ladies and gentlemen. We could put white splats with the Posca. You could leave it as it is. If you want to bring that colour, you could put a little bit of Sahara on your mat. Add some water and your fan brush and have some splats of Sahara. But I love my sparkly Posca, the yellow. So I'm just going to come in and add some lovely splats. Around here. And again, because I can direct it, I've managed to avoid our lovely bumblebees. But I just think that is so lovely. And so just to remind you, there's the one we've created today. There's the envelope and the one I'd already created. And like I was saying, look to do the back as well. And it's up to you whether you have the stenciling or not. And I think that colouring, and it's so quick and easy, isn't it? You know, if I can do it. And don't forget the option of some red. Now, do you think we can get the red one on here as well? How about if we do that? Obviously this one's wet, so I need to keep that one on top. So I hope that's given you lots of ideas. Thank you as always for joining me. And thank you for all your messages, you know. It really does mean a lot, and we love to read the comments. So for those of you that take the time to leave a comment, thank you very much. It really does mean a lot to us, and we will answer them as soon as we can. Okay, so you enjoy the rest of your time here at the Fairy Festival. If you can't watch any of the things live, you know, they're always available on Catch Up. We'll put everything on the Lavinia YouTube. So head to the Lavinia YouTube. It's such a wealth of inspiration from Tracy, Emma Jo, and all the design team. So you take care of yourselves. Love and hugs from me. Be nice to each other. And I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.